Hi, now let's jump into the scripting for the rockfall. Before we start the actual scripting, I would like to show you a very useful scripting tool. We will actually use it to learn how to write the scripts that we will use in this rockfall. Down in the bottom toolbar there are the JScript and VBScript macro recorders. I'm going to select the JScript since that is the language we will be using in this course. When I select it, you can see that a toolbar pops up here. It has a record button, stop button, and play button. Now what the macro recorders actually do is record almost anything that you do. When you press record, it will actually record any changes that you make in the 3D space or changes you make in the LE. It will even record some of the tools that you use in the toolbar, like the physics toggle button. When you press stop, it will create a script object in the LE. You can then go inside of the script and actually see how all of the actions you performed are written in script. So the macro recorders are an invaluable tool to learn how to script in TrueSpace. They are a fantastic way to gather code to use in your own scripts. Let's use it right now. For the scripts that we are going to use in the rockfall, we will need to know how to collect and change values on LE objects. So let's use the macro recorder to obtain the code we need. As an example, let's use the physEngine node. We'll record ourselves changing the total time input to see how that is written in script. First, we want to be sure that the physEngine object is not selected. If we have it selected, the script will be written using the selected object instead of specifically pointing to the physEngine object itself. So I'll press the record button, select the total time value, change it to 10, and press stop. You can see that when I press stop, a new object has been added to the scene called recorded macro 1. We can test it to see if it works. I'll change the total time back to 5 and press the start button on the recorded macro object. It works. The total time switches back to 10. It has successfully captured our actions in script. I'll close the macro toolbar here and we can enter the recorded macro to examine how the script is written. I'm going to click on the split handle to minimize the stack so we can see the script better. So what we have first here is the function execute params. This means that it will execute the script within the two brackets. The first line in the script is just a comment. Comments have two forward slashes in front of them and are colored green. This means that it will not be treated as a script and executed. It's just there to tell us something about the script. In this case, it's telling us the date and time that the macro was captured. Now the next line is the important one. This line is actually showing us how to change a value on an LE object through script. It's using the node.value function. In script, all LE objects are referred to as nodes. So the node.value function is telling TrueSpace that we want to do something with a value on a node in the link editor. You should always put a semicolon at the end of statements, so I'm going to put one in here. Let's take a quick look at the end of the script here. We can see that there is an equal sign and the number 10. So this is where it's actually assigning the value. We can test this to see. I'll change the number to 15 instead. Now I'll back up out of the script and run it. We can see that the total time now changes to 15. Now if you meet me in the next video, we'll take a closer look at how exactly the node.value function is working.